Every month, some 5,000 visitors remove their shoes here to take a tour of Germany's biggest mosque. It's in Marxloh, a district of the western city of Duisburg. And it's remarkable not only for its size. There can be few mosques so keen to welcome non-Muslims. The tours are just one sign of this openness. Our guide today is Michael Gülcu. He was born in Germany to Turkish parents. He's been working here since August as an alternative to the military service most young German men are required to do. Michael describes the mosque's architecture. Its dome is 23 meters high and is surrounded by 4 apses. Running around the central lantern is Arabic calligraphy. It's the throne verse from the Quran, which calls on God's protection. Our guide explains that the total cost of the complex was €7.5 million. The European Union and the regional authorities chipped in €3.2 million. But that money didn't go towards the mosque itself. It went into the social center next door. That, Michael explains, is what's really special about this mosque. In the entrance hall, a panel displays the times for the day's prayers. Michael explains that before they pray, worshippers have to pass through another important room, the washroom. It may seem strange to non-Muslims, he says, but the washroom is a key part of every mosque. Muslims have to cleanse themselves before they pray. We move on to the mosque's social center. It's designed to be somewhere Muslims and non-Muslims can meet. It's part of the mosque's policy of openness, Michael explains. The complex isn't just open to Turks or Muslims. He says everyone is welcome here. I certainly feel I've been given a warm reception. The overriding sense here is one of tolerance and acceptance. The mosque seems an integral part of the community. There were none of the squabbles that have marred the building of mosques in other German cities. People from across Europe donated €4 million towards the project. Today is the mosque's autumn festival. I'm joined here by Brigitte Schwantes. She lives right by the complex and has seen firsthand the changes in Marxloh over the years. The German middle class has vanished, she explains. Instead, well-to-do Turks have moved in and they're actively shaping the neighborhood, with the building of the mosque, for example. Schwantes says she doesn't know of anything similar in Europe, where a mosque is also a social center and runs education programs. The new Marxloh middle class includes the Sen family. Brigitte Schwantes has known Perihan Sen, a young businesswoman, for years now. I ask her whether she thinks the new mosque is important for the area. Yes, she replies. She says it's only natural for followers of a certain faith to have their own place of worship. And it's important that it shouldn't be hidden away in a dingy courtyard. Sen says people have to be able to feel welcome here, as well as practice their faith. So she thinks it's great to have a mosque like this.
Wo man dem Glauben auch nachgehen kann. Und von daher bin ich schon sehr begeistert und sehr positiv gestimmt, dass es hier so eine Moschee gibt.
In the mosque's social center, Brigitte Schwantes introduces me to another of her friends, Sophia Kaiken, who runs the center's program.
Wie schön, dass es euch gibt.
Ja, schön, dass es dich gibt, bitte.
Ja.
I asked Sophia Kaiken why there seems to be relatively little religious tension here in Marxloh. What's the best way for communities to live in harmony, she asks. You need individuals people can identify with, and individuals to build up trust. Back in the mosque, I come across this couple. Mustafa Özbir is Turkish. His bride-to-be, Maria, is an Afghan. They're getting married here.
Kann man uns wieder hinsetzen?
Maria needs a seat. Her dress is too heavy to stand in for long. Mustafa explains their wedding is tomorrow, but first they have a night of parties before them.
In Duisburg-Marxloh.
Maria says she bought her dress here in Marxloh. This part of Duisburg is renowned for its shops selling bridal and formal wear, she explains.
Und überhaupt für Abendkleider.
Ja? Kann man nur Glück haben, ne? Dass man jetzt gerade aufgenommen wird. Ja, jetzt gehen wir diesen.
Mustafa says they're both feeling nervous. If we aren't making much sense, it's because things are getting to us, he laughs.
Wir sind ein bisschen nervös. Also wenn wir ein bisschen stottern oder so, dann liegt das nur daran, dass wir nervös sind, oder?
Die Sprache beherrscht man ziemlich
Genau,
gut.
ich habe die Sprache verloren.
I can understand their apprehension. They have an appointment with the Hujjah, the mosque's scholar. He will pass on religious teachings on the meaning of marriage. I'm not allowed in. So instead, I head for Marxloh's High Street. Once, most of the people here were workers at the nearby steel plants. The area doesn't feel like a shopper's paradise, but there are lots of bridal gowns on display. Does that have anything to do with the mosque, I wonder? A dress will set a bride back at least €1,000. But store owner Hatice Kirk says demand is high. Her customers come from Holland, Belgium, France and Austria, and from all across Germany, she says. Hamburg, Berlin, Bielefeld, Stuttgart, Hanover, everywhere.
Und von überall von Deutschland. Hamburg, Berlin, Bielefeld, Stuttgart, Hannover, überall von jeder Stadt.
Und warum kommen die hierher?
Weil sie hier genug Auswahl
Kirk says it's the amount of choice that draws people here.
Also über 30. Über 30.
There are more than 30 shops specializing in wedding gowns, as well as stores selling everything else you could possibly need for the big day.
Alles, was an Hochzeitsbedarf ist, findet der Kunde
In
hier.
Turkish, she asks where this group of customers have come from. From Holland.
Aus Holland.
Meanwhile, men gather to worship at the mosque. It's particularly full for Friday prayers, which all men are required to attend. Women worship separately. I'm allowed to film from the balcony. Prayers are led from the minbar, a stairway like a pulpit. In Germany, there are still many people who know little about Islam and feel threatened by it. But Marxloh is a positive example, showing how a religious institution can build bridges into the wider community and help overcome concerns among non-Muslims.